welcome. I'm Dr. Mark Wiley. Today I'd like to share with you a self-acupressure technique to relieve migraine headaches. Migraine headaches are very incapacitating, and people are always taking tons of medication for them and over-the-counter anti-inflammatories and analgesics. What I'd like to share with you is a method of pressing ancient Chinese acupuncture points, but without the needle, so we call that acupressure. And it's not necessary to know acupuncture theory or memorize the names of the points, but locating them is important for this. So we're going to start down at the legs, and two of the main points for headaches, believe it or not, are on the leg. Okay? As we come down here, you want to find the outside of your leg and your knee, and you'll find that there's a bone here, right on the edge to the side. And right under that, right along the bone, there's an indentation. And I'm going to mark this, and you can feel it yourself. It's very easy to find, and you want to go right on the inside of that mark. It's right about there. And if you put your hand on your knee like this, it's right about where the thumb touches. The interesting thing about acupuncture points are they can all be located on your body by measuring distances with the digits of your hand. Okay? So here's this point. The next point, as we come down, is between the baby toe and the next toe, and it's right inside between the two bones here. And you'll see like there's a knot for the joint itself, and then you come in a little bit. And we use layman's terms here so that we don't confuse people with medical dialogue. And it's very simple because you don't need to know the names of those items. And we're going to put a marking right here. That's the second point. Okay? So what you're going to do is use your thumb of either hand, but this is a really good grip that we're using here. Locate that point and press in and make circular motions. And you can do that for about 20 to 30 seconds to affect the release. And you'll be able to find, if you're having that headache or pre-episode of the headache, that area should be very tender. If it's not tender, then that's a good sign. Mostly when the headaches are coming, very tender. So what we're doing is helping release that contraction, helping stimulate the energy flow and the blood flow and the release of the tendon tightness. Okay? From here, you want to reach down with your thumb and get between the bones with your nail and just press down. And you want to press down. It's pretty tender in there, mostly for people. But the harder you press, being sure not to cause deep bruising or to break anything, the harder you press and the more benefit you will get. So you just need to regulate that on your own, maybe start off more softly and work your way up. And you want to press it. And if you can hold for 30 seconds, that's terrific. If 15 seconds is enough because you can't bend forward, that's okay too. We can go back and repeat it twice so you still get the 30 seconds. Okay? Now we're going to sit up in our chair and we're going to move to arm points. And the only point we really need on our hand, and this one you want to take the opposite hand of the leg that you used, okay? And if we bend our hand here, we can see that the highest point on this mound is exactly the point where we want to press, right there, okay? So when you bend your hand, you can see there's a high point to the mound, and that's the point. And you want to relax your hand, and just relax the fingers, and make like a lobster claw with your index finger and thumb of your opposite hand. And you're going to grab that area and pinch it with your thumb on top in there and press. And that's also tender for most people. It's another headache trigger point. If you want to rotate the finger, the thumb, and make small circles, that's great too. Just depends on which one feels like a better release technique for you. Straight pressure or the rotating. Okay, 30 seconds is good. And then we're going to pause. The next point, 2 points are on the head. This one is right above the eyebrows, and there's usually an indentation right above the brow here. And you want to take your finger, 1 finger, 2 fingers, your thumb, and you want to press into that location. If you want, you can hold your fingers and tilt your head into it, or you can support your head with your hand and press your fingers back. Either way is good. You just want to make sure there's a nice pressure in there, again, for about 30 seconds. Okay? After we've done that one, we're going to move to the back of our head. And you want to find the indentation straight in the back in what they call the occipital area. In the back of the head, there's like a little U in here above the spine where the spine goes in. Okay? And it's right in that space is what you want. okay, right in here, and it's right in the line. You want to use your thumb, and you want to press in and hold your thumb, and then you want to lean your head back slightly. There we go. And you want to hold that in place for a self-acupressure for 30 seconds to release that. And then you want to release out, and there's one more, which is in line with your ear, and it comes right up to the center of the head. And what you want to do on that one is you want to measure that out and then press right in the middle with your index finger, okay? And you can either measure that with two hands coming up from the ears and your fingers touch, okay? So if we measure from the center with your thumbs and the fingers touch, we have the point, and then just pick one hand to press with or to make circles with, okay? And back to the front. So what we have is about 2.5 minutes of self-acupressure for that. Starting off on the knee, on the side of the leg, down on the little toe, opposite side for the hand one, the webbing, the center of the head, of the forehead here, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. If you can do that sequence 3 times, at the first sign of the headache, at the onset, you can knock it out before it's kind of taken hold, and that way you won't need to run for medication. Hope you've enjoyed the tip. Thank you very much.